Areas and volumes solutions. A cuboid has dimensions 12 meters by 15 meters by 20 meters. Find the volume of the cuboid. The volume of a cuboid, the formula for this, is base times height times depth, or whatever you're used to calling these measurements. Substituting into this formula, my volume equals, let's say it's 12 times 15 times 20. The nice job, of course, is to do all that multiplying together. 12 times 15 times 20, and that's given me 3,600 meters cubed. And I'm done. This diagram shows a notice board. It is in the shape of a semicircle joined to a square, and the square has a side of 74. I want to calculate the perimeter and area of the board, and then the volume of it if it has a bit of depth. Before we can do any of this, we need to think about this semicircle. Now, our area and circumference of a circle formulas are ones that we should, of course, know walking into this exam. So the area of a circle is pi r squared, and the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Now, both of these formulas require the radius of the circle. So before I go any further, I'm going to stop and try to work out what that radius is, because those formulas are useless without it. Now, if this whole length down here is 74, then this length over here must be 74 as well. That's the diameter of the circle. The radius is going to be half of that. So, let's pretend that's the centre. The radius of this circle is going to be half of that 74, which is going to be 74 divided by 2, which is going to be 37 centimeters. Now, with it being a semicircle, I'm looking at half of my circle's area and half of its circumference. Just take note as well that this bottom shape is a square, which means these are 74s as well. So to get the perimeter, I'm going to need to know what this length is over here. Let's pretend this was a full circle. The circumference of that circle would be 2 times pi times r, which we just worked out as 37. So that's coming out as 2 times pi times 37 is 232.48 centimeters. But that's for the full circle. I'm only interested in half of that. So I'm going to divide this by 2. If I divide that by 2, I'm getting 116.24 centimeters. So for the perimeter, I've got 74 3 times. Let's write that as 3 times 74. Add on that semicircular arc, 116.24. And we can get ourselves an answer. So altogether I'm getting 338.24. And that's in centimeters. Now a similar trick for the area of the board. The area of the square is obviously 74 times 74. If we do that on the calculator, we get 5,476. Now this little area in here, let's start off by pretending it's a full circle. That area is equal to pi times r, which we said was 37, squared. And that comes out to be 4,300.84. But for the half a circle that we're dealing with, we've got to half that answer. And that gets me 21,050.42. Sorry, 2,150.42. Adding these two areas together gives me 5,476 for the square, plus 2,150.42 for the semicircle, and off we go to the calculator once again. Going to be a grand total of 7,626.42 centimeters squared. The board is a prism that's 5 centimeters thick and I want to calculate the volume of that board. Now remember, for any prism, we calculate the volume the same way. We calculate this surface area and we times it by the depth of the prism, creating the 3D bit. So I've got 7,626.42, the area of this face. I've got to times that by the depth, 5 centimeters. That's given me a grand total of 38,132.10 centimeters cubed. And that's the volume of my prism. I shall do the rest of the solutions in the next video.